Assalamu alaikum, welcome and karibuni to Aroma of Zanzibar's Kitchen and welcome to 2022. So we're going to kick off this year by making the most requested recipe, macarons, French macarons. So I'm going to start by separating the eggs. Please make sure that your eggs are in room temperature. And in my opinion, I like to separate the eggs using my hands, while they are clean, of course. And for this recipe, it's very important to use accurate, very precise measurements. That's why I'm using the scale. We do not use cups for this recipe. All right, so I'm looking for about 70 grams of egg whites. And could be 2 eggs or could be more. So in my case, it is 2 eggs and a little bit. That was 67 grams, so we need a little bit more. All right, so we got 70 grams. Now to make a meringue, it's important to use a very, very clean bowl that is free from any kind of fat. And we are going to clean this with vinegar or lime or lemon. You can use a glass bowl, but please avoid using plastic bowls. Now for the almond flour, mine is not so fine, so I'm going to put it in the food processor together with the sugar. That's the icing sugar or powdered sugar. About 75 grams of powdered sugar, and I'm using 110 grams of almond flour. If you're using fine almond flour, then you use only 100 grams. We need only 100 grams. The reason why I'm using 110, because after I sift it, I'm going to have some residue that I cannot use, and that was 10 grams. All right, you need to be precise in the macarons. All right, so as you can see, I got a little bit, and it's better if you have a fine sifter. I did not have a fine sifter. I was not prepared to make this recipe today or that day. All right, now I'm going to use a parchment paper. If you have a silicone mat, please go ahead and use it. So under the parchment paper, I'm just going to brush some oil so that the parchment paper sticks very well to the pan. Because when you put it in the oven, when you have a fan, then you don't want that to lift up. So now I'm going to whip the meringue, and I'm using a hand mixer that has 5 speeds. So I'm using speed number 3, which is medium. You can use a stand mixer if you wish. So I'm going to whip this till I get a frosty soft peaks like this. Then I'm gonna add the sugar, granulated sugar, that's 75 grams, and I'm just gonna add about a teaspoon at a time. You want the sugar to melt and completely dissolve. Personally, I like to use the Italian meringue technique, but I wanted to share with you the basic technique, and then next time I get a chance, I will show you the Italian meringue. All right, so once we finish the sugar, I want to make sure that my meringue is not just, I like it to be glossy and shiny. And of course, stiff peaks, that's what we are looking for. And I did forget to add the sugar, which is a 1/4 teaspoon of kosher salt, but I didn't have kosher salt, so I used Himalayan sea salt. And if you want to use cream of tartar, go ahead and use about a 1/4 teaspoon. So now my meringue is ready. It's nice and glossy, it's shiny. I don't know if you can see, and when you flip the bowl over, it stays intact, it does not fall over. All right, now it's time to add the color. It's always advisable to use gel colors. Actually, when I use deep colors like red and blue, I like to use powdered colors. So we're just gonna fold this and mix well to combine, and I may use my hand mixer to just do that, and that's it. It's very simple. We are going to get to the most important part of this recipe. That's where you really need to pay attention. So now I'm going to add all the dry ingredients all at once, and I'm just going to go with a medium motion, not very slow and not very fast. Just want to remove the air bubbles. And this process, or this is called macaronage. This is a very important process to make sure that the batter is in the right consistency. Some people count the number of foldings. Some people do the ribbon stage, some people do number 8. I like my batter to flow consistently without breaking. So now for each interval like this, I may fold like 3-4 times, because you don't want to overdo it. You want to make it just precisely right. So this is what I'm looking for, and that's perfect for me. All right, so now I'm just going to put it in a bag. Now, making macarons is very easy, as you can see, but there could be a number of reasons that it may not work and a number of reasons why it may work perfectly. So when you try once, it doesn't work, don't give up. 2 times, do not change the recipe. All recipes are the same. Just pick the one that works for you and keep practicing on that until you get it right. And hopefully you'll get it right within 2, maybe the first time. So I'm not going to use the pattern simply because this is for the first timers. It's just a matter of practice and patience. I haven't done macarons for almost 3 years. So once you're done, and just gonna tap this maybe 4 or 5 times to release the air bubbles, and you may get some that are really stubborn and big. You just remove them with your toothpick like that. And you're going to keep these for about 30 minutes until they're completely dry. If you're in humid area, it may take an hour or 2. And we bake this at 300 degrees Fahrenheit. That's about 150 Celsius for about 12 to 15 minutes. And our macarons are ready. They've got those nice little feet that we are looking for. And since I did not use any pattern, they're not same size, so we have to match them. We need a couple here. So everyone will find their partner that they match in size and shape. And you can see our macarons are nice. That was not ready, not well done. And you can see the top is nice and crispy, and it's hollow, and it's very chewy at the bottom. Now for the filling. Unfortunately, I was at work when I did this and I was not prepared. I didn't have much, so I'm using the creamy pistachio crunch, which is not so great for this. It tasted good, but the consistency was not what I was looking for. So now you see this macaron, it's got little pimples. This is because the flour is not properly sifted. I need to get a proper sifter, and also shiny. Okay, so you need a filling that's nice and firm. Maybe in my next video I'll share with you. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching. For more recipes, please visit me at Aroma of Zanzibar. You'll find all the measurements and ingredients in the description box below. Thank you.